Hi everyone, welcome back to English Hero. And right now in this video we're going to talk about progressive tenses of the verb. Same goes with the simple tense and the perfect tense, which we have discussed in my previous video. Progressive tense has also three types. We have the present progressive tense, the past progressive tense, and the future progressive tense. Now let's try to dig in the difference of how do they differ from one another. For present progressive tense, let's read. What is present progressive tense? It is an ongoing action. Okay? When you say ongoing, it's still happening now and you don't know as to when is it going to stop or when is it going to finish. Okay, I'm referring about the action. Okay, so an ongoing action. And for present progressive tense, oh, by the way, for progressive tense, the form of the verb should be the ing form of the verb. What are the ing form of the verbs? We have talking, smiling, okay, writing, singing. Okay, so long as that verb ends in ing, those are what we call ing form of the verb. Now going back to present progressive, the form is am, okay, is, and are. Now what are am, is, and are? Who can give me? Very good. These are what we call linking verbs. Okay, so for present progressive, depending on the subject, am, you're going to use am if the subject is I. Okay, is if the subject is singular, are if the subject is plural. Okay, plus of course the ing form of the verb. Let's try to dig in. The example here, let's read all together. 1, 2. The professor is checking the final requirements of his students. Okay, now who can give me his or her understanding of the sentence here? Do you think the professor is still checking the final requirements of his students up to now? The answer is yes, because we are talking about an ongoing action. The present progressive tense, it simply refers to an action that is ongoing now. Okay. Now, some examples of present progressive tense. It has a clue, which is now. So if there's a word now, it refers to an ongoing action. So based on the sentence here, although now is not present in this sentence, but it can give you an idea. It gives you an idea that the action is still ongoing now. Okay? It simply refers to an action that is going now, as in right at the moment. Okay? That's what present progressive tense is all about. Now let's move on to the past progressive tense. Let's read all together. 1, 2. It is a past action which was happening when another action already occurred or happened. Okay? So for past progressive tense, unlike the present progressive tense, past progressive tense, it gives you an idea that there were two actions occurring or occurred from the past. Okay, so let's try to have the formula here, the form of the past progressive tense. So for past progressive, we have was, if the subject of course is singular, where, if the subject is plural, plus the ing form of the verb. Let's have an example. The professor was checking the final requirements of his students when they arrived. Okay. Okay. So I have here encircled some words. So who can give me the past progressive tense or the past progressive verb? Was checking, of course. Yes. From the formula here, was checking. Now, why do we use was? Because our subject is singular or plural? I'm sorry, singular. Very good, singular. So professor, only one, unless if professors, of course, we're going to use where. Okay, so take note of that. If the subject is singular, we have to use was rather. And then, as you notice, I have encircled here the word when, just to give emphasis that there were two actions. That there was rather, and another action already occurred. So when they arrived. So which do you think here happened first? The professor was checking, or when they arrived? When they arrived. Very good. So this phrase here, they arrived, this action here already occurred first, or happened first, before the professor was checking. Or while the professor was checking, rather. Okay? Not before. So it shows that professor was still checking when the visitors, when his visitors arrived. Okay? Arrived. So two actions happened in the past, but another action was already occurred, or has already occurred, or finished. Okay? So that's what past progressive tense is all about. Now let's move on to the last tense of progressive tense. We have the future progressive tense. Now for future progressive tense, it shows future event. However, it's still an ongoing, continuous action. Now always remember, take note that for progressive tense, it only, it refers to an ongoing action. May it be in the present, from the past, or in the future ahead. Okay, so for future progressive tense, it's still ongoing or continuous actions that's going to happen in the future. Now the formula is will be plus the ing form of the verb, as always. For example, let's read here. All together, 1, 2. The professor will be checking the final requirements of his students next week. Okay. Now what have you noticed in this sentence here? Compared it to the example sentences in present progressive and past progressive. What do you think is our key or clue that we can tell that sentence shows an ongoing action or continuous action that's going to happen in the future? What do you think is our clue? Anyone? Very good. The formula will be plus the ing form, the word, which is checking. Okay, will be checking. What else? Next week. Okay. Now, same goes with the simple future. There's what we call time expression like tomorrow, next week, next month, next Sunday, next Friday. We are talking about future events, so we are going to use some time expressions just to give emphasis. Okay? So, this example here, it simply shows an action, an ongoing action that's going to happen in the future. Okay? It's like you are planning to do something in the future that's going to be continuous, and you don't know as to when will it finish. So that's why you're going to use the future progressive tense of the verb. That's what is all about. Okay, that's what progressive tense rather is all about in this video. I hope that you learned something from from this video. So whatever you've learned, you try to apply it at school or wherever you go. You don't have to, master the tense of the verb. You don't have to memorize, but at least you get to familiar the tenses of the verb. Okay? Thank you so much, kids, for watching. I'll see you next time in my next video, and that's gonna be about perfect progressive tense of the verb. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.